Thanks for the support as a channel member, Glenn Stanbury. Something remarkable has happened, boys and girls. For the first time in 3 years, Charlotte FC Academy lost a game of football. And today, we're going to try and inflict their second defeat in 3 years on them before getting stuck into the playoffs. I mean, what a way to ease ourselves into the playoffs, getting absolutely smashed by them lot. Brilliant timing. Hello and welcome to part 19 of Bourne in the USA. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that final game of the regular league season at home against the Charlotte FC Academy, and then it is playoff o'clock, and I'm not entirely sure how the playoffs work. So we're going to be doing, I think it's the 4 regional leagues that we've got at this level. I think we then go a quarter-final, semi-final, and final. I'm not sure if it's one leg or two. I think it's one leg throughout. So I'm expecting a quarter-final today. If it's a 2-legged affair, it'll just be the second leg because we're going to show the Charlotte game first. And then, fingers crossed, if that quarterfinal goes well, we can wrap the playoffs off tomorrow and hopefully secure our spot in Tier 7. This is what our form was like for the last 10 games or so of the season. We have been very, very good. And as mentioned before, Charlotte FC actually losing a football game. It was a little while ago now. Let's have a little look at their schedule. So it was all the way back here in February. They lost against Coyotes. It's now May. So they've won, 12 consecutive games since their defeat. So it's not like they're coming into this game with us in ropey form. They've also got a USA FA Vars final coming up as well. So not only are they the best team in our division, they're the best team in whatever tiers the FA Vars covers. Which I think it might be the whole of Tier 8. I'm not sure if Tier 7 are included in the FA Vars, but Charlotte FC Academy are a phenomenon. We knew that before, and we've got to try and not get embarrassed against them today. Talking of phenomenons, though, Jackson Hernandez, still only 19 years old, now has 58 goals from 49 games in all competitions, 41 from 18 in the league, 18 assists as well, averaging a 7.79, 14 Man of the Match awards. He's already under contract for next year. Jackson Hernandez is a phenomenon also. And let's not pretend that Huyan's not been a fantastic contributor as well. Also only 19 years old. He's now hit 20 goals from 50 appearances, 16 assists as well. In fact, 24 assists in all competitions to go with his 20 goals. So across all competitions, 44 goal contributions from 50 games on that right-hand side at age 19. We've got a couple of very good players in Hernandez and Huyan that we need to be building around, whatever league we end up in next year. But fingers crossed, we'll be up in Tier 7 if today and tomorrow goes well. So we're going with Kotelyarov in goal, a back four of Logan, Nice, and Garlic. Goncalves and Briones in midfield, Williams and Huyan supporting Stone, and Hernandez as the front two. We are the home side against Charlotte FC Academy today. So if ever there's going to be a chance for us to beat them, it feels like today would be that chance. We had a narrow defeat away from home against them earlier in the season. We lost 1-0 at their place. We actually looked reasonably good, reasonably competitive. And of course, Coyotes, as mentioned, have since beaten them. So we know they are beatable. It is the only game they've lost in the 3 years since the restructuring of the US football pyramid, though. So they have won every other game they've played across 3 different divisions across 3 years. So they will be keen not to lose another football match anytime soon. But we're keen to go into these playoffs buoyant. We're already guaranteed second place. I'm not sure if that means we skip the quarterfinals or get a home advantage, or, like I say, not entirely sure how the playoffs work. I'll level with you. When we were setting up and testing this database, which will be available for you to download soon, I promise. It's been delayed by me being sick. But when we were setting this all up, I didn't really anticipate needing to use the playoffs for any of these early promotions because, I've played Football Manager before. Usually when you're in the lower leagues, you just keep winning the league until you get to the point where you stop winning the league. And then it gets hard to see the current home save at 11 a.m. every day here on YouTube. And we're 1-0 down, by the way, boys and girls. And I don't see much of a route back into the game because in 20 minutes, we've not even had a shot. It's absurd how good this Charlotte side are. And I think this is I don't know that they're an anomaly. I think the further up the pyramid we get, we might find that we're the anomaly, in that there's an awful lot of these academy sides and B sides the next tier up. Charlotte are obviously a big problem because they're an academy side, which means they get to have all of the reserves, all of the dregs from Charlotte FC who are up in the championship. So these are players who might be playing in the championship in a year or two's time for the actual Charlotte FC first team, whereas you look at our players and you don't expect any of them to ever play in the championship. So they've got a big advantage because of that. But if you look up at the next tier up, there's a lot of these academy sides. And with us being this tiny little team with no budget, unless we start, I mean, Bourne Town in the Premier League are still, the English Premier League that is, they are still our parent club, our affiliate club. We have dual ownership in the same way as Manchester City, New York City, that kind of thing. So there will come a time, hopefully, where we start getting sent some players from Bourne to do a Charlotte with us. But until then, and I can't imagine why Bourne would send anyone over to come and play in the 7th or 8th tier. So I get why we've not had anybody so far. But I think we are going to really struggle over the next couple of seasons against some of these academy teams who seem massively overpowered. And over time, of course, they'll drift towards the upper echelons of the pyramid, and it will just delay the struggle until later when we're maybe a little bit better placed to compete with them. But for the top, those that are lurking down in these lower tiers with us, the more the regional leagues consolidate together, the more likely we are to run into a team like Charlotte. Because the thing you've got to remember, even if we go up this year, there's a very good chance we'll be in the same league as Charlotte again next year. And if there's only one automatic promotion spot again, I don't think there's much chance of us closing the gap on Charlotte between now and then. That's assuming they even go up as the best team at that level. If there's 3 or 4 teams better than them, we might be going up into a land of mid-table, which is something I'm not really used to on these Road to Glory saves. I know this one was set, when we set this up, we always said it's going to be the hardest save I've ever done because we haven't juiced the team in any way. There's no fancy youth system. There's no sugar daddy. There's no advantage, really. We've got no advantage with this Bourne side. Whereas anytime we do a Road to Glory, normally there's some kind of twist to it. So it is going to be a challenge, is what I'm setting you up for. Because, as you can see, once again, we're not quite on the same level as Charlotte FC Academy. We've kept it tight again today, but we have only had 4 shots. Although Stone's in here, and Stephen Stone has scored a very unlikely equaliser. It's Bourne 1, Charlotte Academy, whatever they are, 1. This would be only the second time in 3 years that they've played a football match and not won it. This would be an incredible result. Grabbing a draw at home against a promotion rival would be something to celebrate for us if we can hold on to this, because we've damaged Charlotte's close to perfect record a little bit more, and we've kept ourselves unbeaten going into the playoffs. That is that's a result, boys and girls. I'm happy with that. It seems mad in the whole context of everything, but I am happy with that as a result. And fingers crossed, we can use that momentum of that home draw to take into these playoffs, which I'm not sure how they work. I'm not sure when they start. We'll wait and see, I guess, and see what happens. So we now have the draw for the playoffs. This is for the playoff quarterfinal. So this is going to be the 2nd and 3rd place teams from the 4 regional leagues. The only academy knocking around at this level, the Phoenix Academy. I don't know how good they are, but I don't know. We might be about to find out. Reading United get the Phoenix Academy, and we are going to be playing at home against Kitsap. The Kitsap Pumas, who finished 3rd in the Western Premier League. Let's just have a look at who else is in the Western Premier League so we can have a look to see. So it looks like they're in a league with another. See, this is what I mean about these academy sides. So the Austin FC Academy are brilliant. It looks like the Phoenix Academy are pretty good. Kitsap are more equivalent to us by the looks of it. They're not a feeder team. They're not an academy team. I guess it's the best we could have hoped for. I think only one team goes up through these playoffs, by the way, which seems awfully harsh. One more team from the 4 promoted sides, but if we from the 4 promoted leagues, but if we have a look at the last season, it does seem that it narrows itself through. So we get the quarterfinal, the semi-final, and then it's just a final. So last year it was Boston who won the final on penalties. So of these 8 teams who've made it into these playoffs, only one of us is moving up to tier 7. This is not going to be a foregone conclusion. Is this a one-off game? It is a one-off game. So we'll do that one-off game, hopefully win it, and carry on with the playoffs tomorrow. Here we go then, boys and girls. Playoff quarterfinal. It's at a neutral venue. Can we see where the neutral venue is? It is at a place called McEnany Field, which is in Sioux City. And nobody plays there, apparently. So I guess it's some kind of other sports stadium of some kind. It's weird that there's no... All the teams at the start of this save that needed stadiums, and here's a stadium that's big enough for the playoffs that no team has decided to use, which is a weird one. But we're off to Sioux City. I don't know where Sioux City is. I don't know if either team has anything close to a home advantage. There's only a 3,000 capacity. Ultimately, we've just got to try and win the game. We've not made any changes from the team that drew so valiantly against the Charlotte FC Academy. So fingers crossed we can find our way past Kitsap into the semi-finals of these playoffs and take another step towards tier 7 of this new Football League structure, which I've just had a little look at the next league up, and it looks like this is the last level that has regionalisation. So if we do go up, we're guaranteed to be in the same league as Charlotte next season as well. And there were 5 academy teams who all got over 100 points in the next league up in this season just gone. There'll be academy teams who got over 100 points who don't end up getting promoted from that league this year. I think it's 3 automatic and 1 playoff, or 2 automatic and 1 playoff promotion spot. So there's several teams who have done a Charlotte who'll be in there next year, plus Charlotte, plus Austin, who we've just seen from one of these other leagues. Even if we go up this year, we are not going up next year, that is for sure. But fingers crossed, we can at least keep moving in the right direction this time round, get another promotion, hopefully get the bigger budgets that come with it, and start building a team that might one day be competitive once all the academy sides have gone. It's 0-0 at half-time. We've not really looked like getting a breakthrough just yet, which is a little bit worrying because certainly final league position-wise, we should be the better of these 2 teams, but we haven't really shown it yet. Although Stone with the flick on there, and Hernandez couldn't quite lose his man. Jackson Hernandez has got 58 goals this season, hasn't really looked like scoring in these big games in this episode, which is a little bit of a worry. It's all well and good getting 4 and 5 goals against the Dross, but if you're not going to score in the big games, how useful are you really on a road to glory where there's going to be lots of big games? Williams, who's picked up a knock on that left-hand side, finds Briones. Now Stone, who's dropped deep to try and get something moving in the attack for us. Logan with the cross. Huyan is there, and Huyan scores. It's a 21st goal of the season for Huyan to give us the breakthrough on the 54th minute. It's Bourne 1, Kitsap 0, and I'm just looking around this stadium. There's not many people here, is there? For this big playoff game. Americans love playoffs, but not so many people here as you would possibly expect. But it's fine as long as we win the game. I don't care how many people turn up to watch it. We just want to make our way up into that next level up. Right, Huyan looks like he's now picked up a knock as well. This is not ideal. Both wide men picking up injuries. Huyan seems particularly broken. We don't really have anyone who can come on and play out wide. Both Tapia and Stearns have done it at times this season. Actually might bring Hernandez on and put Briones out on that side. Tapia can go on that side, and we'll go with this. It pushes Briones that little bit further forward. Did that say Nice has now picked up an injury as well? It doesn't look like it according to the bottom of the screen, but that's the last thing we need. Our players dropping like flies, and that was a good opportunity for Kitsap. We need to grab another goal, really. A second goal, and I'm going to start to chill out a little bit and feel a little bit more relaxed. We've only got 1 shot on target so far in this game. That is not acceptable Where is Jackson Hernandez? Why is he not doing Jackson Hernandez things? Brione's now playing out on the left-hand side, plays it across to Tapia. Stone now shoots from range, but it whistles over the top of the bar, and we I was going to say we survive a little longer. We're 1-0 up in this game. It's not about survival at the moment. We're playing quite well. I haven't made my third substitution, but I'm looking at the players thinking, not gonna. I'll save it for extra time if we need it, but thankfully we haven't needed it. We have made hard work of that. We don't look like we're cruising towards tier 7, but importantly, we have picked up another win on our run through these playoffs. We'll just hit continue once more to see who we're going to be playing tomorrow, see how these semi-finals are shaping up. We don't know somehow. How can we not know? Let's hit continue once more. Because I think all 4 of us were playing at the same time. Oh, it's a draw, apparently. I thought it was a bracket, but it's not. It's a draw. So the draw for the semi-finals still in it. There's us, the Pittsburgh Hotspurs, FC Frederick, and Reading United, of course, who are from our league with us. We're comfortable with Reading United. That's opposition we are comfortable with and we know and we've beaten this season. So it's Bourne. We do face Reading United in the first of these semi-finals. Now, are these going to be 1 leg or 2 legs? These are also 1 leg neutral venue affairs. Reading United, we've already played twice this year. Let's just look back. We beat them. In fact, we drew 3-3 at their place and we drew 0-0 at home. We haven't actually beaten Reading United this season. Well, playoffs continue tomorrow, boys and girls. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.